Well, I quite agree with both positions. I'm still maintain the position that anybody who is linking poverty to what is happening in the case of banditry, I think is missing the link or did not really understand the situation. I'm a community-based and forest-based researcher. I know where the bandits are. I know who they are. I have been to their locations severally, and I intermingle around all the criminals and crimes in the northwestern forest and in all parts of African forest. So I'm always looking for where a criminal is to interact with on the perspective of understanding the situation. So I don't believe that these guys are poor. They are as rich as you may not ever think of. They are quite rich. They are not poor. And I believe with the AI of disconnect, believe with Dr. Kabiru in respect to the need to improve the socio-economic and socio-cultural values. And it is very clear that if we really want to be sincere and honest in dealing with this situation, what we need to do is, one, to find a way of reconnecting this institution of a Fulani institution or headsman institution, because the issue is the fact that bandits are not purely Fulanis. There are a number of camps that they are purely houses. They are purely houses, they are carrying arms, and they have camps like the Fulani also have. And you need to ask yourself, question, who has been providing them with social needs? As I'm concerned, I honestly and sincerely believe in all the positions, only that I disagree that poverty is one of the reasons why these people are taking arms or doing what they are doing. And to be optimistic, I want to tell you that none of this, mentioned by the AIG, none of these guys are foreigner. Let me just talk about the geographical context. You have Bazari, you have Jibia, you have Safi, you have Kankara, you have Faskari, you have Dandime, you have Sabua, you have Matazu, you have Musawa. These are combined. You have Bindi Magaji, you have Auranamode, you have Zulmi Shinkafi, Isa and Gorengo. These are the combined local governments from Sokoto, Zamfara, and the Katsina states. And I want to tell you that 99% of the bandits operating in all of these LGS are citizens and indigents of those LGS. And if for any reason you take any of them out of his own LGA to the next LGA, he cannot be able to live, he cannot be able to survive, he cannot be able to socially and economically interact with the next LGA where he is not from. So I maintain my position that we know who are these guys and we know who they are. We know where they are. They are not at any hidden place. It is only the issue of having a commitment, a political will to manage the situation. We have been using kinetic approach over time, and I believe sincerely with Dr. Kabiru and other opinion leaders that we need to change, we need to make a shift using more of non-kinetic approach and developmental approach so that these people will feel that they are part of us, of Nigeria, and they are part of the governing these places. In a situation whereby review skill being conducted in 12 months, you will never see a local government chairman in attendance. Most of the security meetings at the state levels are not being laid by the governors themselves. So the policy makers themselves are not attending, and those who are attending those security discussions and those security meetings are not the real decision makers. So if we really do it right, we need to come back and improve on 7 items. 1, governance issue. 2, conduct census on these guys and deal with them accordingly. either using kinetic or non-kinetic approach. 3, the approach being utilized between the state government and the federal government, because there is no shift in power, whereby the federal government approach is entirely different from the opinion of the governors of northwestern states. So there is need to harmonize and to have a kind of coordination, improve in coordination between the federal institutions and the state governors of the northwestern states, by extension that of Niger, Benue, and Kogi. Because like mentioned by Dr. Kabiru, these guys are using the forestic, taking forestic advantage. If you give me a motorbike myself that I'm taking to you from Enugu, I can cross all to Burkina Faso without crossing on a third road. And I know these places. From Enugu, I can go all to Mali, all to Sebo in Mali, without crossing on a third road. That is as ordinary as a research. What of those herdsmen whose business is all more of that forest? And this issue of grazing lands, the governors, the local government chairman distributed it among themselves and among their errands. So how do you expect these guys to continue to intimidate them socially, economically, and you continue to intimidate them using impunity? Where do you want them to survive? And it is very easy. Interaction between them and the foreign herders who normally come during the cultivation period is part of the supporting reason, is part of way where arms are being proliferated into northern Nigeria. Up till now, nobody is talking about. I started reporting the proliferation of arms since the year 2001. This thing didn't start now. It started very long ago, but it hasn't been managed well, coupled with issues around social justice and so on and so forth.